Reading is like taking a journey. Emma Guilford. Welcome to Readers for Growth, our educational program where we encourage children to form a good reading habit. I am Busola Faiga Okpeolu, and with me today on the program I have Ngozi Ogwabunam. Welcome on the program.
Thank you.
Ifeanyi Chukwu Ihike. Welcome.
Thank you, ma'am.
Jessica Akitonde and Favor Hosea.
Yes, ma'am.
Our guest on the program is Marriam Akinyele. She's a seasoned teacher. She's a lover of books. She loves early child care, early child education as well. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Ma, how long have you been a teacher?
I have been teaching for 20 years now.
Wow.
Ma, the youth don't like the teaching profession. How true is that?
For the youth, it may not be an attractive profession because it doesn't pay. It doesn't pay that much to be a teacher. And teaching actually requires passion. And once you are passionate about teaching, you are not really mindful of what you earn as salary, but rather you would want to impact the younger generation and make meaningful change in the life of the children or pupils, students you are teaching.
Thank you. Ma'am, do you think it is right for parents to send their kids up to school before age 6?
I wouldn't say it's right or it is wrong, but given the situation in our country, in the economy, in the world, where both parents have to work, there's no shortcut to it. Children just have to go to school early. I mean, some parents even send their kids to a crèche by age 3 months. So ideally, elementary school, which is primary school, should be from age 5. But when you consider the circumstance, it's not logical to go maybe at a later age or an older age.
Okay, ma. Thank you, ma.
Ma, you say you have passion for taking care of babies. Why?
I think that was inbuilt, because I remember growing up then, when you're looking for me, according to my mom, just look for the closest house where someone has just given birth and you will find me there surely. And then I always have kids around me, so it's like a natural instinct. And when I started the teaching profession, my mom always tells me that she isn't surprised that I went into the teaching profession. It's a passion. It's something that just came to me naturally.
Okay, ma. Thank you, ma.
Welcome. I'd like to discuss health, hygiene, and character. Okay, so let's start with character traits. As kids, you know what is expected of you. You know how you're supposed to behave at home and in the public. Before people who are older than you, you should be cautious, you should be respectful, and then you should be humble. Humility is very important. Yes, as you grow up, learn to imbibe those traits. Be humble, be polite, be respectful.
Yes,
be polite to people you come across. Yes, and then I'd also like you to inculcate the fear of God in whatever you do. Because it says the fear of God is the beginning of wisdom. So Even though you know nobody sees you, you know God sees you. And that will make you accountable for any action you take, either good or bad. And then let's talk about hygiene. As young ones, we're supposed to take care of our bodies, we're supposed to take care of what we wear. Inner wears are supposed to be washed, and then you take your baths twice a day, and then make sure you're neat, your clothes are well ironed, always look presentable. And then coming to hygiene, coming to what you eat. Always make sure you eat the right food, the right time, and in the right portion. So, that's my advice for you. Do you have any question regarding all I have said? Is it difficult for you to be humble in today's society?
No.
No, ma.
Is it difficult for you to be respectful?
Well, if you're trying to respect somebody and the person does not show the respect back, should you keep on respecting the person? Like, for instance, you keep on greeting somebody and the person doesn't respond, and you try to tell the person that I was greeting you, and the person is like yelling. Are you still supposed to respect that person?
Yes, respect is reciprocal. I mean, it's respect me, I respect you. Even with your parents, we as parents, we respect you, but we may not show it so that you don't take us for granted. But in a situation where you keep greeting someone and the person doesn't, reciprocate by greeting you back, maybe there's an issue. I don't think it will be intentional, deliberate. And in most cases, maybe the person didn't even hear you. And you just need to ask questions.
Okay.
Ask questions. If you are greeting and you are sure the person heard you, ask the reason why the person doesn't greet you back.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
You spoke about personal hygiene. What are the effects if you don't practice good personal hygiene?
One outstanding effect is body odor. Body odor, and once you have it, it is always difficult to treat. And how can you prevent body odor? It's by making sure you practice good hygiene. Your hygiene habits have to be really, really high, especially when you're in the puberty stage, where you have all the hormones, they are all rioting at this time. So take care of your armpits by using roll-on spray, and make sure you take your bath twice a day. And like I said, wash your clothes. Make sure that they are very clean all the time. Your beds are well laid, your environment clean. And this will also prevent you from being sick. So aside from you not having body odor and skin problems, it prevents sickness.
Thank you, ma'am.
Ma, so as children, how do we address the excesses of adults?
Good question. Adults can at times be difficult.
Yes,
I know from experience. But then they say two wrongs don't make a right.
yes, ma'am.
And then in most cases, you discover and realize these parents are just, it's transferred aggression. Probably from work, probably from wherever they might have been. And when they get home, the closest person for them to take it out on is the family. But then, you as a child, just try to understand and don't look at your parents as monsters. Just know anything that happens, there's a reason for it.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Welcome.
It benefits to read. You grow higher when you read, and you gain wisdom when you read.
Readers who read to improve themselves, who read to educate themselves, and who read for success rule the world.
For you to grow and become a senator, you must learn how to read. Read to understand. Read as many books as you can.
Reading helps you develop yourself intellectually, academically, and otherwise.
The secret to being proficient in reading is to read every day and to read outside of your curriculum, to read novels and to read books of interest.
A well-read child is a cultured child, a successful citizen, and the future of our great country. And that's why all parents need to encourage their children to read.
Read today, lead tomorrow.
Today's reading is on the book The Wishing Well, and the author is Amina Adams. So we are reading chapter 1. At the edge of a town surrounded by tall grasses stood an old well said to be over 100 years old. The villagers never went near it or drew water from it because a very peculiar story was attached to it. The people believed it was a wishing well dug by an old fairy who gave it the power to grant 3 wishes to anyone who asked. Temi always walked past the well on her way to the market with her mother and 2 older sisters, Kemi and Buki. She had heard many stories about it, but had been forbidden by her parents to go near it. Instead of heeding her parents' warning, Temi had a strong urge to test the power of the well. If the well truly grants wishes, then I can have anything I want, Temi thought. She made plans to sneak out to the well when nobody would notice. The next day, Temi got her chance. Papa was asleep under the mango tree in their compound, and Mama had gone out to visit a friend. Kemi was plaiting Buki's hair. Sure that no one was paying attention, Temi slipped out of the house and hurried down the path. She could barely contain her excitement. The wishing well stood at its place, solemn and silent, as Temi approached. Her heart was beating fast. She moved nearer and with trembling hands lifted the rusty cover. What was she supposed to say to it? Wishing well, she shouted down. A deep grunt came from below. She jumped in surprise. What a relief! Finally, a human voice. What is your name? My name is Temi, she replied, finding her tongue. She had no idea the well could talk. So, Temi, what can I do for you? The well asked jauntily. What do you think I want? I came to make 3 wishes, of course. You don't sound like someone who deserves any wishes. Do your parents know you are here? That is none of your business, Temi snapped. She felt a little guilty because she wasn't supposed to be there, but the feeling soon passed. The well was not dangerous, just nosy and rude. Not my business, the well replied, amused. You've already answered my question. They don't know you are here. Oh, you're going to get in trouble when they find out. Temi was boiling with rage. Why did the well keep reminding her about her naughtiness? Apart from being disobedient, she was lazy and often disrespected her elders, which most times got her into trouble. But she never made any effort to change. Am I going to get my wishes or not? She asked the well rudely. What wishes? The well replied. Didn't you hear what I just said? I want my wishes, Temi yelled, throwing a tantrum. I want them, I want them. All right, you silly crybaby, said the well. You can have them, but I must warn you, wishes don't bring happiness to those who don't deserve them. I have them now. Are you sure? Timmy was delighted. Yes, yes, you do. Now close me and go away. I'd rather stay silent for many more years before I have another conversation with someone like you, grumbled the well, annoyed. But Timmy took no notice. She turned and set off for home, deciding what she would wish for. She was distracted. She didn't pay attention to where she was going and stumbled and splashed. She fell into a puddle. Timmy got up with no injuries, but oh dear, her dress was ruined. What will Mama say? Oh, look at this, she cried. My dress is ruined. I wish I had a clean new dress. Hardly had the words come out of her mouth when she suddenly found herself wearing a dazzling white dress made from the softest silk imaginable. She stared down at herself in surprised delight. Wow, she squealed. I look like a princess. Wait until everybody sees me in my new dress. They would be so jealous. She hurried home, this time keeping a sharp eye out for more puddles. It was only when she reached the entrance of the compound that Timmy remembered that no one was supposed to find out what she had been up to. But it was too late to hide. Her sister Bucky saw her sneaking in. Timmy, Bucky called out. Where have you been? Where did you get that dress? Oh no, Timmy thought. I will get into trouble. I wish she hadn't seen me. I should have. But her thoughts were cut short by her sister's sudden scream. What? What is it? Timmy ran to Bucky, who was rubbing her eyes and crying loudly at the same time. From the house, their parents and Kemi dashed out to her side, followed by two neighbors. What is it? What is wrong with you? Mama demanded, shaking her. I can't see anything, wailed Bucky, very frightened. You can't see? How did this happen? Papa asked, examining her eyes himself. How did this happen? Timmy felt her face grow hot with fear and shame. She suddenly realized what she had done. Her silly wish had made her sister blind. Everyone was too anxious and worried to notice Timmy sneak out again. She ran all the way to the edge of the village. Tears streaming down her cheeks, she had to make this right. By the time she got to the wishing well, she was out of breath and had to pause for a while before shouting into it. Wishing well! Ha! Back so soon? The wishing well remarked. What is it this time? Oh, wishing well, I made this very silly wish. Now my sister is blind because of me, cried Timmy. Well, I hate to say I told you so, but, said the well. Timmy burst into tears again. All I wanted were wishes, she sobbed. Instead, I've made my sister blind. Now listen, Timmy, the well said in a kind tone. Why do you think the wish went wrong? Timmy didn't answer. It's because you didn't deserve any wishes. You are rude and disobedient. And when an undeserving person makes a wish, things go wrong because they wish for the wrong things, the well said. Timmy felt ashamed. The wishing well was right. She had been a naughty girl. Only good children deserved wishes, not only as a reward for being good, but also because they wished for the right things. I'm sorry for my behavior. I really am, Timmy said humbly. That's all right, Timmy. It's never too late to change, Wishing Well replied. Oh, I will. I promise I'll be a better person, Timmy promised, wiping her tears. But what about my sister? Will she be all right? She asked anxiously. That depends on you. You still have one wish left, the well reminded her. Yes, I do, Timmy cried in sudden joy. I will go home and make things right again. Goodbye, Wishing Well, and thank you. She turned to go but stopped to close the well, gave it one last pat and ran home. Her parents were just deciding to take Bucky to the village doctor when she got there, panting. Before anyone could say anything, she said loud and clear, I wish Bucky would see again. And immediately Bucky's sight was restored. Okay, I hope you enjoyed the reading.
Yes, ma'am.
Can I ask you questions?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. How many sisters does Timmy have?
Ma. According to the passage, Temi had two sisters rather, Kemi and Buki.
Okay, good. Second question, why was Temi scared? Why was she scared when she was on her way to the wishing well?
She was scared because she had wished for a very bad thing. She wished that her sister got blind. So she was scared.
When she was on her way to the wishing well?
Okay, she was scared that her parents would not find out. But she went without her parents' permission.
Yes, that is the reason, because she was doing something she was not supposed to do. And what lessons did Temi learn from the wishing well?
Temi learned that she should change her ways, that she should not be rude and disobedient anymore.
Good. The reading culture has really suffered in our society. But reading is very, very important and significant in the lives of our children. Starting from when they are babies, when they are infants, and we can start by reading bedside stories to them. And what are the benefits of reading? It helps with their cognitive skills. When I say cognitive skills, even as young as they are, all these books, they come with illustrations, they come with pictures. It tickles their imagination, because when you read as well, you show them pictures of what you are trying to express to them, like a mountain. Even a child who lives in the city and doesn't know what a mountain is can be able to identify one eventually if it comes across one. And then it builds a child's vocabulary as well. It builds the language. I mean, taken from all the words that will be written in the storybook as well. And that helps in the formative years and carries them through life, and it makes them to enjoy reading. They don't see reading as a chore. It is not boring to them because it's something they were introduced to right from when they were babies. So reading is very important and significant if we want them to excel in their academics. Thank you.
And that's how far we'll go on today's edition of Readers for Growth. A very big thank you to our guest, Marriam Akinyele, and from the children in the house, Ngozi, thank you. Ifeanyi Chukwu, Jessica,
Thank you, Mom.
Favor,
Thank you.
and a very big thank you to you, children at home. Thanks for having been part of today's edition of Readers for Growth. Next week is another date. I am Busola Faiga Okbelu. Read today.
Read tomorrow.
Bye for now.